Thank you, Asha. Good morning, teachers. Very good morning to all of you all, and a warm welcome from CWC to our mentor discussion today. So, dear mentors, before we start off with today's discussion for September Sanchalana, we would like to tell you who our team members are here. And so any of your questions and any of the clarification that you need can be directed to us. So here, the English content team here, we have Michelle, we have Maria, Sushil, and Angelina, and Mespa, which is myself. So all of us here are going to be waiting for your questions and doubts regarding the module that was just sent to you a while ago, and any other queries with regard to link sharing or anything. Asha will be taking care of that. She is our host for the meeting, who is organizing this meeting between you all as the mentors and us as the content team here at CWC. So without further delay, let's just jump into our module. And we hope that you all have at least gotten a chance to look through the video that was sent to you. So the kind of questions that we are expecting today is that, is this design appropriate, was something that we've already discussed. But what we'd like you all to tell is, are these activities practical enough to be executed in the classroom? Are these videos something that you can play in your classrooms, and how will they be useful, or how do you feel about them, and how do you think it'll be received by the children? So, keeping all of this in mind, we will also tell you of the resources and videos that are available after the module, after the Sanchalana module in YouTube or Teachopia as well. But first, we would like to hear your questions and clarifications regarding this month's module. Okay, so now handing over to Michelle, who will take the meeting forward from here.
Yes, good morning, teachers. I understand a lot of you are joining us from your classes, and Ravi sir is traveling. I'm sure it's a busy and hectic day for most of the mentors here. We're very, very grateful that you've taken out your time to join us for this discussion. Not wasting much time, but moving on to what we have in our module for this month. Right. So we are going to be dealing with three segments. We have grammar, we have prose, and we have poetry. Now, across all the segments, we will have experiential activity. That is one common activity for a particular topic. When we say common, what we mean is the activity can be applied across grades, right? And in order for that to be extended to different levels of learners, we have given extended activities for each of the activities. Yeah. Dear mentors, just requesting all of you, until you have a question, to please keep yourselves on mute so that we avoid disturbances. Right. So now, apart from the extended activities, we have also included demonstrations of a particular activity. We have a explainer video in this particular module for nouns, and we also have a TLM in a tutorial in this particular session. Now, I I think if you've gone through the module, you would have seen all of those elements. Um, there's just quickly telling you the topics that we are covering. For grammar, we are looking at nouns, adjectives, and prefix and suffix. And for prose and poetry, the activity can be applied to any prose and any poetry. But we have taken a couple of chapters as examples. So you will find the chapters on your screen. So we have touched on examples from chapters like The Farmer and His Friends, Safety First in poetry. We have also looked for, in grammar, we have looked at A Jolly Ride on Nama Metro and The King's Minister. So you can take these activities and apply it with any particular chapter. You will kind of notice that as you look through the activities. Miswa will just give you a brief on what are the external resources available.
Um, Dear mentors, um, Michelle just took you through the chapters and the topics that we'll be covering in our module. But we understand that once our module is done, you would like some explainer videos of those concepts so that you can use it in your classrooms. So this month, you will have um, all the nouns, adjectives, prefix, suffix topics that you see under the grammar section. You'll have all of those videos available on YouTube and on Teachopia um, right after Sanchalana. And Asha will be forwarding you the links to these videos after this discussion for your reference as well. So along with this, other videos that we have in the module itself is also available, like poetry intonation activity video, or one of our phonics video, our first part of phonics video, which is from taken from the Nalikali COAPT division, ESBIN division. So that the first part of that is also available for all of you all. Another thing, teachers, that we need to keep in mind is that these videos can be used for yourself so that you can prepare better for your classrooms. As mentors, you can tell this to the teachers that these are preparation videos that they can use. But these videos are also student friendly and classroom friendly, so you can play it for the students in your classrooms as well while you are explaining these concepts. So nouns, adjectives, prefix, suffixes are taken care of, and a poetry activity also will be given to you.
Thank you, Mispa. So teachers, I hope all of you have gone through the module, right? Because if you have gone through the module, I'm sure there will be questions for us. But what I will do before we have the questions is just in a very brief way take you through the module, and let's play some videos that we have in the module. So what I will do is I will brief you on the activity that we have for each particular segment, and then we can just simply play the videos and see what is in store in this module. So let's begin with the first segment, which is grammar. We start off with nouns. For nouns, we have a very fun activity called the marketplace. Now, the learning outcomes covered in this activity, or that you can cover in your classroom using this activity with regards to nouns, is identify and categorize nouns, respond to questions regarding nouns, identify and match rhyming words using nouns, and use nouns to list out favorite person, place, animal, or thing from a particular place. Okay, so the methodology that we'll be using for the activity is recreating real life scenarios. What is the context for this? A scenario is an everyday activity related to the real world in a learner's life. For example, using public transport, going to the market, all of that. Now, how do we use it in language learning? When we use real life scenarios in language learning, it helps learners to practice using the target language in a realistic or in a genuine format for communication. So this gives learners an idea of how they will use the language in a real life scenario, um, and that will kind of help them to use the target language when they are in these scenarios. Yeah, I do we have a question from Mamta ma'am? Okay. Mamta ma'am, I'm not sure if you have a question. I think your voice is not audible. If you do, ma'am, please just send it to us on chat. Right. So now, for this, the goal of any activity that we're doing is we want to expose the children to types of nouns. We want to help them form connections to nouns using real life scenarios like discussed. We are going to help them practice using nouns by giving them conversation templates, and we will assist them with translation and inputs wherever required. Okay. So now, I think you all have seen the activity. It's a very simple activity where the children underline words and nouns from chapters in the text. And any chapter that you're doing with the students in the classroom, we have taken the chapter uh, A Jolly Ride on Amma Metro as an example here. So you can ask them to underline the nouns in this particular chapter, and then begin the activity where you tell them to imagine a marketplace and then use the nouns that they have underlined to create different things in a marketplace. For example, they will be shopkeepers. They will create shop names using names from the textbook. They will pick out items to sell using names of things from the textbooks, so on so forth. Once this is done, what you can do is you can help them categorize the nouns based on how they have used it in the marketplace. And you will also give them a conversation template that they can use in the marketplace to speak to each other in order to help them speak in English. Now, we also want to say, do not hesitate to use their mother tongue to translate certain elements to them, to help them to understand things, and allow them to naturally talk or naturally interact with each other in the particular marketplace before giving them a conversation template. So when they naturally interact with each other, they are going to inquire about nouns, they're going to use nouns in their conversation with each other. However, to learn to talk about it in English in a particular format, we are going to give them a conversation template. So let me just give you an example of that conversation template. Just a minute. Here is a set of conversation template we have use for this. The name of the items they are selling, the name of the place where they have procure the items from. So these are ways in which you can help the student converse about nouns in the particular real life scenario. Okay, now let's look at a small explainer video that we have used or we have created to explain nouns. I will ask Ms. Pa to display that for us. Okay, dear mentors, uh, yeah, we just want to, sorry, just a minute. Yeah, we just want to, okay, we just want to know if there is any doubts so far before we play the nouns explainer video. Is there any doubt? Any questions? Anything that you would like to share? Any input that you would like to add? You can send us your messages on chat also. You can send us your questions on chat also. Okay, so we will just go ahead and watch the nouns explainer video that you can use and that is available for you on Teachopia. Thank you, Nandini ma'am, for your response. We will just watch the video right now.
Hello, friends. Today we are going on a fun journey to discover nouns. My name is Nauni. I will help you understand what nouns are. Nouns are the building blocks of sentences and help us talk about people, places, things, and ideas. So, let's begin. Nouns are words that name things we can see, touch, hear, or imagine. Let us look around and see if we can spot some nouns. That is a tree. Yes, the tree is a noun. That is a cat. Yes, is a noun. Can you see any more nouns? Yes, let's discover them together. Type of noun is common noun. Common nouns are general names for people, animals, and things like boy, girl, dog, or flower. For example, when we say school, we are talking about a common place and not specifying the name of the school. The word children is also a common noun. When we say the children are playing in the park, we are talking about a group of children, not naming any girl or boy in particular. The next type of noun is a proper noun. Proper nouns are specific names for particular people and things. Words like the name of people, like Sujata and Varun, are proper nouns. Similarly, words like India, Mysore, and Karnataka are also proper nouns. My name is Nauni. The word Nauni is also a proper noun.
Hi,
Hello, what is your name?
my name is Chimpu.
Nice to meet you, Chimpu. The word Chimpu is also a proper noun. Can you find a proper noun here?
Is it the word Kaveri River?
Yes, the word Kaveri is a proper noun because it's the specific name of this beautiful river in Karnataka.
So dear teachers, of course, there is more to this video. You can find the video in the module, and you can also um, find the video on Teachopia. It is uploaded on Teachopia. It will be uploaded on Teachopia. In the meanwhile, you can find it on YouTube. Right. So this is a video like Mispa mentioned. You can use during the training session in the Sanchalana centers for your teachers to help them understand the different types of nouns and the basics of nouns, and more so to help them understand how they can explain it with examples given in this video to their children. They can also take this video to the classroom and display it for the children if they like, because this will be a great visual aid for them as well. Now let's move on to adjectives. Sorry, before adjectives, we have given some extension tips for the nouns activities for different types of learners, what can be done in the classroom, how you can use this particular activity to teach countable and uncountable nouns, so on and so forth. Now adjectives, we're going to use a small activity called what is it, and it's going to help us achieve the following learning outcomes displayed on your screen, taken from the text. What is the method that we are going to use? We're going to use mental imagery. So context is, what is mental imagery? It's the ability to create a visual representation in your mind. And for many purposes, using mental imagery in learning helps learners comprehend a concept far better. Now, how is it useful in language learning? It helps learners associate words with concepts in a more meaningful way. So we are going to use this particular strategy to teach learners about adjectives. Once again, the goal of our activity is to expose learners to adjectives, to form connections using mental images. Once again, here we are going to help them practice talking about adjectives using conversation templates and give them translation and inputs for clarity. So it's a very simple activity where we ask learners to think about their favorite type of breakfast, right? And then we tell them to imagine their favorite type of breakfast and not tell anybody in the class about it, right? You can use translation wherever required during these activities to help learners understand the activity in a more better way. The activity themselves, are not dependent on the language, but the output of the activity is language dependent. So we want them through these activities to eventually speak in English. That is the goal of every experiential activity in the given in this modules. So if you use translation, that's not an issue, but we will eventually build up the activity to help them speak in English, right? So we call up one student, ask them to describe what is in their mind to the rest of the class, and ask the class to guess the breakfast item in their mind. So by doing this, the child will naturally start thinking of adjectives, even if it is in their mother tongue, right? And the children also, while asking the child about the for clues, will naturally ask questions that lead to descriptions of adjectives. Now, the role of the teacher here is to direct those questions to asking for specific types of adjectives and eliciting responses from the learner of to use specific kinds of adjectives, right? So we are going to be using sensory based adjectives. That is, how does it look, how does it feel, how does it taste, right? Even if the learners are responding in the mother tongue, that's not an issue. But the role of the teacher, specifically in a language classroom, comes when they are able to translate for the learner or help them use the right English terminology. So it's okay if the learner is thinking in their mother tongue, that's fine. Let them reproduce or understand the concept in their mother tongue. But once they do, and once they are talking, help them by translating these words for them in the English language. This will help them understand how the concepts in English or the words in English are used more naturally, right? And it's same goes for um, uh, the conversation itself. We try to give them a particular type of uh, template to use while they are describing what is on their mind. So here we have, sorry, let me just go back to that again. Here we have a sensory adjective chart, right? This will be uploaded on Teachopia for your reference. You can use this or teachers can use this in the classroom to help learners understand the different types of sensory adjectives they can use as per their senses. And what are the, more so, what are the words in English they can use to describe what they are experiencing with their senses. Video available, but it is not in the module. We were not able to fit in all the experiential videos, explainer videos in the module, as we were short on time. So we will be uploading them on Teachopia and uploading them on YouTube for your reference. Mentors, we will send you links for the same. So please keep that in mind. You also have a video where you can take to the classroom regarding adjectives. So once again, as you can see here, once the learners are taught different sensory adjective words, we can give them a conversation template to use these words. So just want to make a point, teachers, very important to reinforce these conversation templates with the students. There has been a lot of questions in the previous module during our last discussion where how do we help learners speak? So when we give children a template to speak, we can help them use this template in their common conversations about, let's say, adjectives or common conversations regarding nouns. All they need to do is replace a particular adjective or noun with different words. So this kind of helps them speak. Once we give them the template, is also important to help them practice the template with each other. So have pairs of students practice these templates, talk to each other using these templates. Right. Once again, we have extension ideas here for adjectives, how we can use this in the classroom. A very, very important point here is personality adjectives. So here, when we are doing prose or even poetry with the students, how can they use adjectives to describe characters or ideas from the particular prose or poetry lessons, especially prose, when children have to talk about characters in the story, right? When they are even in the examination, when they are answering questions about a character, how do they use personality adjectives? For example, from the farmer and his friends, the farmer was kind. So once again, here we can introduce them to a template to talk about personality adjectives. Of course, this may be for advanced learners. This is something that you can gauge depending on your classroom. Using the template, they can use many personality adjectives to describe characters from the prose chapters that you are taking with them. There is also a personality adjective suggestion sheet that will be uploaded on Teachopia. It's simple personality adjectives we would encourage you to teach them these adjectives, personality adjectives, and help them apply it in the prose chapters that you are taking, right? Encourage them to use these adjectives to describe the characters. Now we have prefixes and suffixes. We are going to use an activity called the word clock, right? For prefixes and suffixes, we are going to help learners combine root words with prefixes and suffixes to create new words. Okay, so for prefixes and suffixes, we are going to use a strategy called body movements and play. I'm sure all of us as teachers and mentors have used this in our classrooms. So actions, postures, facial expressions, etc. are referred to as body movement and play, especially when it comes to language. What we would do is use these non-verbal signals to communicate the meaning and the intention of language in a much more better way, right? Once again, the goal is to expose them to the particular prefix or suffix, where you're going to use action and movement to help them form connections with the meanings of particular prefixes and suffixes. And we're going to help them combine prefixes and suffixes with root words using a TLM. Now, teachers, I will not take you through this particular activity, but you can go through it in the experiential video. But what I would want to take you through at this point is the tutorial that we have created for you to come up with a TLM for prefix and suffix. That is, how can we use a simple TLM to teach children to combine prefixes and suffixes with root words. So I'm going to ask Mispa to play this video for us. Just give us a minute. Meanwhile, dear mentors, again, I would encourage you at this point, if you have any, we can clarify it.
Need 2 sheets of different colors, a pair of scissors, a blade. To make a prefix belt, you will need 2 sheets of different colors, a pair of scissors, a blade, 2 sketch pens of different colors, and a ruler. Let's create a prefix belt. First, take a colored sheet to make the first strip. Ensure the thickness of the strip is about 6 to 7 inches before you cut. Cut the strip and keep it aside. Next, take another color sheet to make the second strip. Ensure that this strip is also going to be 6 to 7 inches wide. Cut the strip and keep it aside. Now, measure along the thickness of the second strip to make a line on the top and bottom of the right side of the first strip. Make an incision with the blade on both lines and measure to make sure there is enough distance between both. Now, insert the vertical strip into the horizontal strip. Next, write the prefix word on the horizontal strip. Next, make sure you write the root word in the inserted portion of the vertical strip. Move the horizontal strip downwards and write root words as you go. Your prefix strip is ready. Move the strip up and down to ensure learners learn to combine the correct prefix word with the correct root words.
Hello, Michelle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asha, I'm here. Yeah. So, teacher, so that is a particular tutorial that you can use to for prefixes and suffixes. The same can be used for suffix. You will find a small information about that on the on our main ETL video itself. So please do look through it. It is given after the prefix and suffix activity that we have given. Any doubts so far? We really encourage you to please post it on the chat. We would love to answer your questions. I would also say at this point, we had received some grammar related questions that Maria will be answering after the session. So please do hold on for that. Now, quickly we will move to prose. Now, prose, we have a activity called thumbs up, thumbs down. So the learning outcomes that were proposed for this particular month were participates in activities in English like group discussion and thinks critically, compares and contrasts characters, events, ideas, and themes, and relates them to life. Now, a question that we have to ask is, how can we help learners who do not express or do not talk fluently in English do this more conveniently? How do we help them have a group discussion or reflect on characters, ideas, and events from the text more in a more natural way, right? Or in a more meaningful way? So we're going to use a method called opinion statements, right? So we're going to use expression and reflection of feelings using opinion statements. Now, what are opinion statements? They are viewpoints or reflection on a matter, person, or event, right? Now, it is very important for language learners to idea of viewpoint, because we often are faced with questions regarding characters, events, and everything from the text in the examination paper. We want children to reflect and give us their opinion about characters and events from the text. So how do we help them inculcate this, right? Let's just look at this. We are going to expose them to what opinion statements are. We are going to help them understand this through reflection, right? And we are going to give them statement templates and help them practice this using group discussion. And once again, we are going to use our translation and input to help them understand and get clarity on this concept. So let me take you this activity. Once again, you can go through it in detail in the ETL module, right? We show them what thumbs up and thumbs down is. translate it for them and tell them what it means. When you show thumbs up, it means they agree with what you say. When you show thumbs down, it means they disagree with what you say. Now make a couple of statements, common statements, for them, like chocolate ice cream is not tasty. Ask them to show you through their action, thumbs up or thumbs down, if they agree with the statement or not. Once they have practiced this enough with you, right, uh, introduce them to the particular terminology. That is, you tell them, now when you instead of showing me thumbs up, you will say I agree, and instead of showing me thumbs down, you will say I disagree, right? So again, when you're making the statements, for example, is cricket the best? Cricket is the best game. Agree because, or I agree because, or their mother tongue, however however they are able to use it, let them use it in their natural, um, the natural language that comes to them. But you can always translate it for them and help them use it in English. Now, once you've gotten them to respond to you with opinion statements, when you do a prose chapter, for example, Farmer and his friends, after you've done the chapter, you can now come up with some statements from the chapter for the children to form opinions about. For example, the farmer loved his animals. Now, the statements need not be true. You can also say something like, the farmer hated his animals. Help the children using these statements, help the children reflect on the chapter, reflect on the prose they have just learned. Is that true? Did the farmer really hate his animals? No, I don't think so. Did the farmer really love his animals? Yes, I agree. And now help them practice giving you their opinion using these statements. For example, if you say the farmer did not love his animals, the children should respond with agree or disagree and give you their reason. So help them do this by reminding them of the template, right? Also, another way to do it is splitting them into groups and helping them discuss this with each other. Now help them discuss these statements with each other using the template that you have given them. And when they use Kannada, you can you can give them the translation and help them say the whole sentence. I disagree because he was friendly with the animals, ma'am. So different ways you can extend this is for younger learners, you can use a thumbs up and thumbs down prop, so on and so forth. For older learners, help them add more reasons by asking them questions, asking them more questions about the reasons they give you, and help them sharpen their reasoning skills. Okay. Once again, teachers, just a small reminder, please do look at the video for the step-by-step and step-by-step instruction on this activity. The video will give you even more in-depth even more details into how this activity can be conducted with dialogues and examples from the text and so on. And also a reminder here, we have story reading about for prose available on Teachopia. For example, this month you can look up Tree and the River story reading that is given in a beautiful video format for the children to see and to understand the visuals as they are learning the prose chapter, and the prose chapter is being read out. Now, finally, we come to a very interesting activity for poetry. Now, poetry, the learning outcome that we have picked is recites and shares poems. Now, when students, learners are required to share poems, what is the one thing that we would want them to focus on apart from their pronunciation? It is their intonation, right? So how do we help children actually develop good intonation when it comes to poetry, right? um it's a it's a very simple format that we are using, called call and response technique, right? It's a methodology called call and response, where the facilitator or the teacher in the classroom calls out and the students respond. um what is intonation? Is the rise and fall of your voice when you speak. It's a very important aspect of language. And how does intonation help us? It helps learners practice the variations in tone and pitch while speaking or reciting or reading in language. Now, this particular intonation exercise is for poetry, and we have created a demonstration video for you to understand it in the context of poetry, but it can also be used for uh, different language aspects, like in their general conversation and in their reading, etc. So let us quickly see the demonstration of this. I will ask Ms. Pa to display it for us. Once again, dear teachers, kindly remember that this particular demonstration video itself is also available on within the ETL module, and is available on YouTube as well.
To recite a poem correctly, we need to use the correct intonation, a variation in the pitch of our voice to help us express language better. During this exercise, we will be creative and ask the children to echo us in a high pitch intonation and a low pitch intonation before helping them recite the poem with the right combination of higher and lower pitches of intonations. Today, I am your teacher Samara, and these two are my students. Children, now imagine we're all in a cave. Now, in the cave, you are my echo. Whatever I say, you have to say it back to me exactly the way I say it. Imagine I am a mouse. How does a mouse sound? Good. Now let's see if you can be my echo. Oh, what a big cave! Oh, what a big cave! I want to recite a poem here. I want to recite a poem here. Up the street I look to see. Up the street I look to see. If any traffic's near to me. If any traffic's near to me. Down the street I look as well. Down the street I look as well. And listen for a horn or bell. And listen for a horn or bell. Very good. Now I am a lion. What does the lion say? Roar. Very good. Now let's try that again. Up the street I look to see. Up the street I look to see. If any traffic's near to me. If any traffic's near to me. Down the street I look as well. Down the street I look as well. And listen for a horn or bell. And listen for a horn or bell. Wonderful, children. Now I am your teacher Samara. Let's try and say it the way it should be. Up the street, I look to see.
Up the street, I look to see
If any traffic's near to me.
if any traffic's near to me.
Down the street, I look as well.
Down the street, I look as well.
And listen for a horn or bell.
And listen for a horn or bell.
Wonderful! You have done a very good job at being my echo.
Yeah, so dear teachers, that was a demonstration of the poetry intonation exercise. There are more details of this activity given in the module that you can go through. Now, there are extension tips also. What we recommend is use this particular format of this activity more regularly in your classrooms to help children learn intonation and pronunciation. Very small example is you could create a cave corner in your classroom. Ask children to get creative, get them to bring rocks, stones, however it is, to make a small corner that's like a cave. And every time you have an intonation exercise or you have an exercise that is for pronunciation, you can ask them to go to that corner and do the echo exercise with them. Tell them that you are in a cave and they are your echo, and help them echo this. You can also have them echo each other. This will kind of help them learn how to share poetry, memorize poetry, learn the intonation, and so on. So that is the end of our module. On the ETL module, you will also learn, there is a small bit in the end where we have told you how you can access a lot of this resource material. For example, the suggestion sheets, the videos, so on and so forth. We will be sending out links to you of the explainer videos on YouTube. And we also have the phonics video. We have started releasing the phonics videos that has been requested from the teachers. So this month we have COAPT, and we will be releasing these phonics series as we go. It's a very special series. Yeah, let us see if we can play it for you, maybe a little bit of it for you. Before we play the phonics video, I want to ask, dear teachers, there would be a good time for you to ask us any questions you have. We are waiting. Also, please keep in mind the videos that were displayed here, the better quality of it is available on YouTube. I think probably the Asha will forward it to you, the individual links. Yeah, so just waiting for any questions from you. After that, we will move on to the questions you have asked about grammar. Maria will address them for you, and we will play a little bit of the phonics video before you leave.
ಡಿಯರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಮೆಂಟರ್ಸ್, ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ನಿಮ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅದು ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಚಲನ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಮೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ನೀವಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಟು ದ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ದು ನೀಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಮಂತ್ ಈ ಸಂಚಲನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅನಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬರೋ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Thank you, Rajeshwari ma'am. You've said that the subject and the presentation is good. Thank you for that. What do you think about the videos and the content, mentors? Any questions, any clarifications? Thank you, Namita ma'am. You've said it's a very good module. Thank you for that. It was informative. Wow. We're glad, Rupa ma'am. We wish to keep it that way, and we wish to take it forward like that. Are there any additions that you would like in the module? Was there anything that you thought was not appropriate? Okay. So Kamakshi ma'am has requested for the phonics video to be played. All right, ma'am. We'll just play it for you now.
Hi. Today we're going to learn the basic sounds of English. Let's start off with just 5 basic sounds in English. What are they? C, O, A, P, and T. Welcome to our exciting lesson on the sound C. The sound C can be a bit confusing, but let's try and understand it with a few examples. All right. So now, the sound C can be both hard and soft. Let's start off with learning the hard sound C. For example, the word cat has a hard C. Repeat after me and let's learn it together, shall we? Okay. Cat. Very good. That's it. Okay, so let's look at a few more examples for it. The word camel and cone also have hard C's in it. How is it? Repeat after me. Camel. Cone. Wonderful. On the other hand, the sound C can also be soft.
Yes, we will be to keep time. We're not able to play the whole video since all of you are very busy. We understand with lots of things. So we will be sending out the links to these videos via Asha ma'am. Please do look at them, dear mentors, and please do use them in your centers during Sanchalana, and you can add to them any way you like. Please do not forget to send us lots of pictures from your centers. We would love to see how you've used the activities, how you've engaged the teachers with the activity ideas that we have given to you. Yeah, Kavita ma'am, you have sent a particular picture to us. Okay, this is phonics, right, ma'am? Okay, ma'am, we are working on more videos for phonics. So the thing is, what we want to do is not just give you just a simple video, but we want to also kind of help you with the exact pronunciation. So we're working on videos. Okay, ma'am, we will see how we can respond to it, probably on the group or to you individually, if possible. Um, we also have Maria with us. I think we had received a couple of questions. You had given Asha ma'am a couple of grammar related questions. I think Maria ma'am would like to respond to those questions right now. Over to Maria ma'am.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for taking us to this presentation, and the team here for creating such a wonderful presentation and videos. So there are a few questions here. The first one was how to use the word you in singular and plural forms. Now, unlike Kannada, now Kannada we say you, we say neenu matte neevu. We say neevu with respect and neenu as a singular person. We say neevu for more than one people as well as to one person with respect. But in English, we say you, irrespective of whether you're saying it with respect or you're speaking in general, whether you're talking to an elderly person or you're talking to a young person. However, when we talk to more than one person, we say you. We can add the word all, all of you. When we say all of you, you is also a plural noun. So remember, you can be used as a second person singular as well as a second person plural. So there's no distinguishing between giving respect or not giving respect. It's the same thing for everybody. The next question is apostrophes in different contextual forms or in different words with examples. We're not able to give you pictures here, but however, I can explain to you to the best of my ability with the use of apostrophe. Now, the use of apostrophe is usually used in two terms. One is to show possession, and the other is to show it belongs. One is to show that it possession, and it's also a contraction as well. So when we talk about plurals, when we talk about more than one thing, we say, for example, this is that lady's purse. So there it is, LADY apostrophe S. However, if we want to talk about a room which is dedicated to the ladies, so there it is going to be LADIES and then the apostrophe after that. So remember, when it is a plural form, we add the apostrophe after the word, after the plural form of the word. Similarly, children's park. So though one is a child and many are children, when it is a possession, suppose this is a ground which belongs to the children, we say the children's park. So it will be CHILDRENS and then the apostrophe, because it is the children's park. Okay, so this is the difference between the apostrophe in contextual form. Again, then we have the question about the difference between the and the. Now, we use the as an article when we specify something. Now, we say the before a particular word that begins with a consonant or a consonant sound. For example, the bottle is Michelle's, or we say the bottle is blue. However, if the word starts with a vowel or a vowel sound, we say the, but we say instead of pronunciation of THE, we say the. For example, the orange bottle belongs to Michelle, or the apple that I ate in the morning was very sweet, or the idli that I ate was very hot. So this is the only difference between the and the, it always depends on the word that it precedes. If it's a consonant, pronounce it as the. If it's a vowel, you pronounce it as the. So if there are any other questions, you could please put them in your in the chat box, or you could always reach out to us, and we will be happy to help you.
ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
So as Michelle has put it in the chat box, it is the bottle and the idlis.
I think Rupa ma'am has said we're looking forward to activities for class 4. Ma'am, so just now, since the module is slated for 1 hour, we are not able to put in activities for every topic for every class. However, we will try to take what we have done is we have used a common activity that can be applied for all grades, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, which is where if you when you look through the module in detail, request all the mentors to please play the module and look through it in detail. You will get a more better understanding of all the activities and the extension ideas. We have given extension ideas for different levels of learners, right? So if you have advanced learners, for example, class 6, class 7, you can use this particular idea. You can extend the activity this way. If you have a little more basic level of learners like class 4 and class 5, you can use this level of ideas. What we will do, ma'am, is we will include more examples from class 4 and so on from the next module. Thank you, ma'am, for your input there. Yes, we are just another few minutes, Asha. We're just waiting for any more questions from the teachers, any more feedback. Please do give us feedback on this module. What would you like more of? Is the TLM useful that we have shown in the prefix and suffix segment? Please do respond to that also if possible. I think a lot of you have responded about the cave activity. We're glad that you like it. We will try to give you more activities and demonstrations in this.
Yeah, Michelle, we'll see. We'll wait for another 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure, Asha. Dear teachers, awaiting your responses and feedback.
ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿರೋದು, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ look at the video, go through the video once, and again if you get a questions, put it in the group or send it individually. We will take it forward and we will address it. Michelle, shall we close this one?
Yes, Asha, please.
Yeah, before closing,
thank you.
We have, yeah, thanks Michelle, thanks Maria, Misbah and Maria. Thank you very much. And now I request Netravati madam to speak few words. Netravati madam, diet lecturer, nam jothe iddare ivaga. Our teachers na ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಏನು ನಾವು ಒಂದು 2023-24ನೇ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಸಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏವನ್ ಏನು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆಯನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ NGO ಸಮಿತಿಯರಾದ ಕೇರಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ನ ಸಹಯೋಗದೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆಯನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಗಮಕಾರರ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 2ನೇ ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು 3ನೇ ಶನಿವಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ 14ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ನಡೆಯ ಸಭೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನಾವು ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು PPT ಮೂಲಕ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಈ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ರೌಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ತುಂಬಾ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೌನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸುಮಾರು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು PPT ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಲಿಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಿಕನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಾವು ಸಂಚಲನ ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಹೋಬಳಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗೋ ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋ ರೀತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಹ ನೀವು ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ಸುಗಮಕಾರರಾದ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥೈಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನಂತರ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥೈಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕಲಿಕಾ ವಾತಾವರಣ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಬುನಾದಿ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಕಲಿಸುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಹ ನಾವು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಹ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಯುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಸುಗಮಕಾರರಾದ ನೀವು ಸಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂಚಲನ ಏನ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕರೆದಿದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ರು ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ 75 ಜನ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ರ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವರು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇರ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಡೆಯುವಂತಹ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ತಿಂಗಳ 2ನೇ ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆಗೆ ಈ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮೊದಲು ಅರ್ಥೈಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸುಗಮಕಾರರಾದ ನೀವು ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಲುಪಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥೈಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ 2ನೇ ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆನೂ ಸಹ ಏನು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸಭೆ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ 2ನೇ ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆನೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸುಗಮಕಾರರಾದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಹಕಾರ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ನೀವ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್. ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ರೈಟ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್. Madam, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
So much, ma'am, from all of us on this side.
yeah,
ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ TLM
yeah.
ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ TLM ಬಂದು ಕೆಲವು ಶಾಲೆಗಳು, ಈಗ ಯಾವ ಹೋಬ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಶಾಲೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನೀವೇನ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಕೆಲವು TLMಗಳು ಹೋಬ್ಳಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ MTIP ಶಾಲೆಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಶಾಲೆಗಳು ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೋಬ್ಳಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಭ್ಯವಿದ್ದರೆ ಆ ಶಾಲೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು TLM ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. TLM ಸಹ ನೀವು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅನ್ನ ಈ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನನೂ ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಗಮಕಾರರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ.
And then teachers, ನೀವು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಚಲನ ಸಭೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಬಳಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ICT ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಟಿವಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದ್ ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಹಾಕಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವ್ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಗೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆತರ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಗಳ ಹತ್ರನೇ ನೀವು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ನೀವೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವೊಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರುನು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದು ನೀವು ಸುಗಮಕಾರಿಕೆನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್, I'm very thankful to you for attending this session. And then I also thank today's facilitators, Misbah, Maria, and Michelle. Thank you so much. Michelle, shall we wind up the call?
Yes, thank you, Asha. Thank you for also hosting and being a connecting point. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
Netravati madam, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, dear mentors.